96 or something. It's that third stage. When you get to
Yeah.
that third stage, they give you backpacks. And they're the Chipotle EVO
Oh
backpacks.
yeah.
So you can be like, dude, don't even talk to me if you ain't got a backpack.
Are you this cool? Are you this cool,
Yeah,
pal?
right. But then I was all upset because I got one for making top 65 or whatever, and then a buddy of mine got one for showing up early to the venue and entering like a side tournament with like 5 people or something at 7 in the morning,
Oh.
and like he won that and he had one, and I'm like, what? They shouldn't be giving the what? Nah, they should be like
I know.
like that Happy Gilmore golden jacket or something.
You know what's their name? There was a guy. He works at the mall. He hosts local tournaments in Seattle at the. I think it's called Hilton Mall. I could be very wrong. Or North Shore Mall. Anyways, uh, um, he had one of those backpacks, and I was like, hey, you must be fucking good at Tekken, because that means that you got out of like day 2 or something, day 1 fully. Made it fully to day 2 or something. He's like, no, they were just handing them out during Street Fighter 6. I was like, oh.
That's too bad. That's a new thing because before they weren't handing them out. They were you just have to make like stage 3, and stage 3 really is like you like get into stage 3, and when you show up, the like 60 to 70 players or whatever that are there, you're gonna recognize like every single person. Like I
Oh
was
yeah,
looking
I
around,
know
and
this
I
guy.
know every single person sitting at every single seat.
Oh,
Like,
dude. Okay. Alright. Can you hear me very well?
yeah, you sound good.
Alright, cool. You sound great as well. Alrighty. Cool. So, the stream is live, so, yeah. What are your thoughts on EVO France, I guess? So, like, from the beginning to the end, on just your thoughts, I want to hear, right? What did you experience when you watched? Is there anything good? And then we focus more on the top 8, and then we talk about Mary Zoe, right? We talk, I mean, we kind of go with the flow right here, right?
I was pleasantly surprised, man, because first of all, I didn't expect that many people to
How
register.
many people
European
registered?
tournaments don't ever exceed 1,000 just for Tekken players.
Oh shit.
So seeing it hit that like 1,100, that was kind of crazy. But then again, I didn't see any top Japanese players. There was only one top American player, which was King Ray Jr.
Yeah, he's been
And there
grinding.
was one Pakistani, was Arslan Ash. And then of the Koreans, I think there was like about 8 of them, which is less than half of like what you'll usually get. Like you didn't get the Olsons or the Rangchus, like JDCR. There's a lot of people missing. And obviously only Arslan from the Pakistanis and no Japanese players is a huge loss. But then like all the European players were obviously there, so that was great to see.
Yeah.
But I was not just checking it out as a viewer, but I wanted to know like what is this event as a competitor. So I was looking at some of the comments and stuff. People said the setups were amazing, the venue was amazing. Basically,
Oh.
everybody that went there said it was a perfect event, and
Oh.
that's huge. That's
Okay.
huge because it's their first one of this size, and it's so easy to butcher it,
Hmm.
right? So to see that they pulled it off and the competitors were happy, that's huge for me.
Yes.
As far as the stream, since the commentators were in French, which I'm not going to hate, it's a tournament in France. I feel like we should have had a second channel or something, maybe with like Mark Mann and Steve for the first couple of days. I know we did for top 8,
Hmm.
which was great. We had Rue King and Tasty Steve, which was cool. But for the rest of it, I had to like watch Rip just to feel like I wasn't just watching like a weird French movie.
Oh, I remember at the EVO where you and me went and ate sushi at. Remember that one? Was that 2024? No, that was 2023.
That would have been 24.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wait.
24.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
24. Yep.
yeah. When we went to 24. They had multiple. I think they had like more than one language playing, right? At that EVO event. I think it was the last
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
they
And I
did
mean,
at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, and I mean, people were. I saw someone tweet, and they were like, "Imagine hating on a French event having French commentators." And it's like, yeah, but you all would be pissed off if it was a Saudi Arabia event and all you had was like Arabic commentators.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I like the idea of having all of them more, right?
exactly. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
good,
yeah.
right? That'd be
Plus,
good.
it gets our people more work. You get more people out there, more people
Oh
booked, more
yeah,
people scheduled.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm all for that. But no, I mean, I had a great time watching. Otherwise, yeah, everything seemed fine. I did notice. Oh man, my favorite part of the whole event was it was Arson Ash versus Jean Ding in grand finals,
Oh,
and
John Ding's been kind of
some.
a popular guy as like a fan favorite.
Oh yeah, yeah. But this is my favorite part. It's not even like it's goofy.
Okay, okay.
After the reset, the PS5 was dropping some frames,
Oh,
and
I
it
got
was
too
in
hot.
grand final, so it was overheating. And
What?
Rip was cracking me up. He was like, "The PS5 is in heat." The PS5 just heat bursted.
Oh
I was dying, man. I was dying because so a combo breaker in Evo Vegas, I know that Rick has his staff swapping the PS5s like every 2 hours. I believe after like every pool, basically, you swap them because it looks like after a couple of hours, maybe being around a bunch of other PS5s and stuff, they heat up
Other
and
people as
they start
well.
being you can see it being choppy. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, so it happened in grand finals, and I was like, oh.
Do you think like having
Wow.
the? Do you think having the I remember like Chano, our teammate. He told me not to have our PlayStation fives like vertical, but have them flat because of they work a little too. They work harder when they're on this on vertical instead of flat.
It had something to
After
do with the
long periods.
silicon on the processor or something. I don't remember the exact reasoning, but yeah, there was basically yeah they do better and survive longer if that is the case. I
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah,
interesting.
that was the thing that someone had tested and discovered. It had to do with the internal components, and I think it was the silicon in particular on the processor.
Interesting.
Um, But yeah, great event as a viewer, man. I had a blasty blast, even though I love cheering for the American players. So like only having Junior there was, it was kind of like at least I knew who to cheer for. And it's really funny because before the event, I tweeted, I was like, wait, who's actually going? And and it was just like I was pretty much just Junior and like Big Dame, and I was like, all right, let's see both of y'all in top eight. And like Junior made it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's been working hard. He's been
Oh
working
yeah,
really
the
hard.
kid is cracked, but
Alright.
also the character is cracked, and this is like the other thing, right? And it's like people are misunderstanding. Like we're not taking anything away from the specialists, but one of the biggest signs of a character being overpowered and overtuned is when all of its specialists are overperforming. So here's what I mean. If Junior was the only one and he's killing it with Asuka, you go, all right, it's just him. It's just him.
Mhm.
But we basically have three like pro player Asukas, right? We got
Fergus,
Tibbetts and Fergus,
Tibbetani, and
and
Furry.
right? And then it's like Tibetano and Fergus have outperformed Junior at
Oh
this
yeah.
point because Tibetano won a master event, and if both of them actually beat Junior in the mirror, Tibetano at EWC and Fergus at Evo. So, and it's really funny because sometimes, not always, but sometimes when you watch Horeng players in the mirror, if they're both really good, they end up being overly reserved because what ends up happening is the other guy knows. So you have to be really careful. Not only is there not going to be any knowledge checks, like because they know and they have like the muscle memory to look at like what's happening,
Mhm.
over committing and overextending will kill you in the Harang mirror like crazy because you're like constantly sidestep down forward two, constantly sidestep right duck, and it's like it can be. But then you watch the Asuka's mirror, they're going crazy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
going
yeah.
full gorilla mode. Neither one can stop the other one. It's just like they're just clashing, and it's just complete nonsense. It's like Fergus is the most reserved of the bunch. So
yeah.
like there are moments when Fergus will play on delay timing more, and he'll be more reserved. He'll just let Junior kind of kill himself. Tibetano and Junior, they just go crazy.
Oh yeah, Junior and Tibetano are definitely the more aggressive. Fergus is very, like I said, reserved. I remember back in Tekken 7, I would watch his streams, and he'd be playing fucking. He'd just be sitting back in his chair. I don't know if you see him when he plays Tekken, but he's like, oh, laid back, super laid back. And he'd be playing at home, laid back, listening to Stardew Valley music, going, yeah, I'm going to get God today. I'm going to get Omega today.
You're right. He looks very, very relaxed, but I look for like other tales. He was actually incredibly nervous. I can tell one of the. You just gotta look at their hands.
Oh yeah.
So when Fergus was like taking a sip of water, the whole bottle was shaking. You can see like the water shaking, and it's really funny because
adrenaline pumping.
yeah, somebody was watching me like at PAX, and they were like, man, you were like so calm, so reserved, and somebody even. About the gang is Dawn Sets texted me yesterday and was like, man, I love like your calm play style. You're so like relaxed and comfortable. And it's like, neither time was I relaxed or comfortable. At PAX, I was super nervous. And against Dawn, I was like I was just trying to survive, But it's fascinating that sometimes it can give off that impression. But I've kind of learned to look for like certain tales of like when someone's nervous. Because like Fergus, he got that EBM stance, right, where he leans back and he looks relaxed.
Yeah, just nothing.
And then like
no.
Then I'll ask Eddie, and he was like, "I was so nervous."
Remember Jumanji, right? And he was talking about this one I went to the first JFJ reunion dojo he held that one time. First time I think I met you first time IRL. Anyways, and he was explaining about like you gotta have a, as he called it, the gamer hold, the controller hold, where you at the gamer stance, where you just like, no matter what, you're nice, relaxed on the hand, right? And now thinking about it, yeah, that's a good point, right? Shaky hands, it's gonna show, and be like, oh, he's scared, I'm gonna go in.
Yeah, like I remember that one time Rangchu was playing JJ Breeze, and like you look at Rangchu's hands, and like JJ noticed, like his hands were like, dude, he was like, they were shaking so hard, and you would think like, why would a Korean world champion be nervous, to play just like an American player? Like, why would that happen? But it does. The stage, the tournament, sometimes it's not even about your opponent, like at all. It's about you're fighting yourself.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I just want to get my punishes in correctly. I want to get my combos in correctly. I want to get my just frames in there. Like, it's about you. And you could be better than the other guy, but on your worst day, you might lose. And you just want to make sure it's not your worst day. Because there's players, where like on your worst day, you'll still beat them. Like, it's just never going to happen. Like, there's just such a giant skill gap. It doesn't even matter. If you got no sleep, you haven't played in 2 months, it doesn't even matter. But against someone like JJ Breeze, if it's a bad day, you're gonna lose.
True. Okay.
So, but yeah, I look at some of the tales is eyes. People that are nervous tend to like look around more, tend to move their eyes a little bit quicker. But hands is the big one. It seems that from just kind of traveling around, looking at people's hands when they grab the water or when they're like holding their phone or anything in between fights, people will pull their phone out. This is the funniest shit I'll ever see. Is when the shit is loading, they'll pull out their phone, they'll start scrolling, and their hand is shaking, and they're not even looking at whatever the hell's on the screen. They're like scrolling through like Instagram and not even looking at the videos. They're just flipping it, and I'm like, oh, this guy's
a coping mechanism, right?
Yeah, and that's when I know like this guy is not locked in right now. So he has not paid attention to what just happened in the first match. So I can bring back some of the interactions that just happened because he's just not locked in. I can tell.
Yeah.
So there's like little tales sometimes, and then there's people that are straight up ice cold. Like there's that one person that just never gets nervous at tournaments, doesn't even understand why people get nervous at tournaments. Epic is one of those guys. Epic, he just never gets nervous. The other one was back in the day, Taurus.
Taurus? Oh God, Taurus.
Yeah, he's just ice cold. He's like, yeah, I don't understand. He's like, why do people get nervous? And I was like, maybe people care about the game more than you do.
Man, I heard he stopped playing. Taurus. I heard he stopped playing. He's always killed me in every bracket because he's so fucking good. I want to tip.
I saw him at PAX. He played at PAX.
He's so amazing.
It was funny as hell, man. I remember, yeah, Taurus is one of those like gatekeeper dudes, and I remember when I at like my first tournament, he like put me in losers and took me out. It was like when I had started playing, he was already good. And I remember it was like Northwest Majors like 2019, like 2 years later, we had to like play to like, I think it was to get out of pools or something, and that was the day like I beat him. People were like, "Oh, you did get better," and I was like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I've been working on this."
Oh yeah, there you go. All right, so.
But no, yeah, he doesn't get nervous. They're just some ice cold people, man.
Yeah, I remember the first time I played with him. Like, no matter what, he had like a cold face, right? And I just kept on thinking, what's even going on in there? You know, what's going on in there? What's going on there?
But you know, Colton always taught me those things reflect in the gameplay. So the reason I look for those tails, this is why I love offline, because I've literally won offline sets off of some bullshit that is non-existent in an online set. It doesn't even exist. I give you an example. When you play Taurus, you should expect zero panic things.
Yeah.
He's not going to panic
Yeah.
because he's not nervous. So expect the most calm response each time, because you can tell the guy's calm. But you could play someone that's really fundamentally solid, but you put them in tournament and they're like a fish out of water, man. And they're so panicky. You can see by their physical existence next to you that this person right now is really nervous and really panicking, and it's going to reflect in the gameplay. So when end of round comes, expect a stupid hop kick, expect a rage art, expect a power crush or something dumb. It shows. So it can really help you. There was a guy that was better than me, a combo breaker that I beat because I picked up when the set started, I couldn't touch this dude. It was like the best defense ever. I was like, what the hell is this? I can't open this guy up. But as the set went on, dude, I lost 5 rounds straight at Combo Breaker 2024 against this guy. 5 rounds straight. So 3-0 first one, and then I'm down 2 rounds, and I can see Epic next to me, and he's like, this doesn't look good. But I sensed the guy got antsy because whoever won that would go to like stage 3. And I noticed him next to me start like fidgeting, shaking a little bit, nervous. And I was like, oh, he's nervous. Let me frame trap him. And then like he started pressing. I won the next 6 rounds straight. It was crazy. I won the set. He just crashed out. He crashed out next to me with 1 round left. But I would have never sensed it online. I picked up on it. He was kind of like, he won 1 round, won a second one, and then he was like, okay. It was like, what the fuck? He's losing it. And I was like, oh,
I have to go in.
He wouldn't press. He wouldn't press before this, but now I feel like he's gonna press. And yeah, I started just frame trapping him. I hit him with the same frame trap like 6 times.
Really? Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, he just crashed out. He just emotionally broke down next to me. And it was like, I didn't even do anything to cause it. It was simply the tournament and the thought of like, oh my God, I can get into like top 64. It was like, whoever won that, I think would like be like 49th or whatever.
There's like a term, right? Coach or our boss says, he talks about like lizard brain, right? Like whenever you're in like competition, you're going to be competitive and you're going to be precise, but sometimes you just can't turn it off. You go lizard brain, right? Automatic. Just what naturally is going to come to you, and some people just go lizard brain, right? Right? You know, so maybe that could be a little bit to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it does happen. It happened to me. It happened to me at that EVO last year. Is the first time I ever had like basically what that guy went through. I went through that on day 1. It was the best Tekken I've ever played to this day. I mean, like I god matched a dude to get out of pools. Like it was like I was playing so good. And then the morning of the second day, I found out they had told me that my stepdad is terminally ill.
Oh shit.
And yeah, he's still alive, and his health is like horribly declining, and doctors are projecting like a year or 2 at most.
Okay.
But that was like the day that I got the call, and it was kind of like I couldn't focus on the game at all. No. All that kept going through my head was like, why am I here? You know, and I kept thinking about all the other stuff too. Like I moved to Houston, now the guy's like, you know, he's dying, I'm not there. Like all these thoughts. I could not lock in at all. And when the matches started, I was just like, I didn't even want to be there. Like I didn't want to be there. And I couldn't lock it in. And that was like something I really had to think on for months after that, that like, hey, when those matches start, everything else it has to go away. It has to disappear. It doesn't matter what just happened. It doesn't matter who died, who broke up with you, who it just you got to lock in. Me and I've been trying to help coach people on it now because I think I have the lock in, and the lock in is just don't think about anything else. Just look at the screen and think about what's on the screen. Literally, don't even look to the sides. You can't let the thoughts trail anywhere.
Yeah.
Because that happened to me, and I lost to people that I would have never lost to otherwise. It is what it is, but it is a tournament performance. It's just like football and soccer, right? You can have Real Madrid playing against Getafe or whatever, but if they're not locked in on that day, they might lose. And like obviously Real Madrid's much better than Getafe, but on that day, that other team played better because of all the circumstances involved related to just performance. And that's why they say like great run. When somebody does something, people tend to say great run. And that because that's what that means, because we know any one of those guys can have a bad run too.
Oh yeah.
So, you know.
Oh. All right. So back to Fergus and his hands and such. Okay.
Yeah, he was nervous.
So,
he was sitting back, looked relaxed, but for that mirror, and I get it, dude. It's a mirror in top 8. Dear Lord. Top 8 EVO mirror? That's evil shit.
Oh yeah. How long has it been since the last time he got to top 8 at EVO? It's been a minute, right?
I feel like he did in early Tekken 7.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah. And that's the thing. So this to go back on what we were talking about. The greatest sign of a character being overpowered is all of its top players overperforming. And this is what I mean, right? Is like it's not that Junior and Fergus and Tibetano were not amazing with Asuka before. They were. But now all of a sudden all 3 of them are overperforming, and all 3 of them are beating the top Koreans and Pakistanis. We're not talking about like the Koreans and Pakistanis of the past. We're talking about like they're beating Lohai and Knee and Arslan. Those are the guys that they're beating, and consistently. And you can see it. They're playing against Mol Gold and like Ulsan, like all these top players, and they're hanging in there. And it's only the Asuka players from the European and American regions, because everybody else might get one. They might get one in Tekken 8. You look at some of the other guys, they have like 1 or 2. But these guys are like consistently like every major, and it's like it seems that Asuka is the only character piloted by a European or an American that the Koreans and the Pakistanis don't even have an answer for. It's like, this is crazy. I mean, Arslan tweeted before the event, he's like, oh my God, I finally beat Tibetano. I was like, what? That's like, Arslan's like popping off about that? That's crazy.
It's interesting.
Because we know that Europe has all these amazing players like Joka, Daniel Mato, Tetsu. Those guys are not worse than Tibetano, brother. They're not. Mm-hmm. But it's just right now, at this point in time, the character's just harder to deal with. And the way that they play it is so like YOLO and fearless. And it's really difficult. Whether you're defending Asuka or attacking against her, it's crazy. Because defensively, no matter how good you are, she has too many options. And it
feels like whenever you get hit by her, it leads to a knockdown, followed up by 2 extra moves, follow up into a mix-up into gas. It's like, that's why.
Yeah. So that's when you're defending her. The craziest thing is like they have like 5 moves on rotation, and they're all scary as hell because one of them's gonna have like great tracking, and the other one's gonna be a dangerous low, and the other one's gonna be a dangerous mid, and the other one's gonna have chip, and they're just like on rotation, and you never really have like a great answer. And they can delay timing, do delay timing on some of the moves, or they can play on immediate timing, and it's rough. And then you finally get your turn. You finally you escape the Asuka gorilla pressure. You get your turn, and there's like, it's really nuts because before in Tekken 7, early Tekken 7, I remember because I had so many Asuka training partners, it's kind of like you just buffer chickens, right? You just buffer chickens, you get really good at that, spend months on it, and then you just avoid back three. It's like, dude, just make sure I'm not getting crushed by back three, make sure I'm not predictable with the low or something like that. Make sure, I'm using a lot of mids, and then just buffer. Buffer chickens, you're fine. And then they gave her a kick Sabaki.
That launches.
They gave her a punch Sabaki, and I was like, now it's a bit more difficult. And then, Tekken 8 comes out, freaking Sidestep 2 is now a heat engager.
It's minus 12, not
right?
heat. Still, it's still a crazy move because it is a heat engager. You don't just get knocked down anymore. You get mixed up. And then if
they're in heat, if they're in heat, they get a heat dash.
Yes.
It's crazy. And then so you got this sidestep 2, which is super evasive, and cans is more busted than ever. Like neutral guard has been nerfed, so neutral guard's really bad. And Cans is always supposed to beat neutral guard, but neutral guard is just worse than ever anyway. And cans is like for some reason really hard to step, and you can't low parry it. So like you're attacking her, right? And I don't know if there's a character out there that can lock her down, but that's too many options to worry about. Because like even if I'm playing against Yoshi, it's like, all right, is he gonna flash or spin? I can play around that. This is like kick Tsubaki, punch Tsubaki, regular parry, can, back three, sidestep 2, and they all do different things.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Right. Too many tools.
They all do different things, and you can't. And it's like, dude, all right, I'm gonna lock her in with like a bunch of like fast fucking tech. Oh, punch Tsubaki. Oh my god, it's like, dude, nobody can confidently attack her. So what I'm trying to say is when people play against Asuka, Tekken 8 is an offense game, right? So when people are playing against Asuka, the shit that Asuka has to actually defend it's not what the rest of us have to deal with. Because when I'm defending with Hwoarang, people are going crazy because people know that Hwoarang doesn't have anything crazy. He doesn't have crazy punishment. No. He doesn't have like a huge Waspian launcher.
Has a 10 or 11 frame. I could be very wrong. She has a knockdown punish, right? On a pretty reasonable frame, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. She has, and people say, "Oh, her punishment is bad." And it's like, what is wrong with you? No, the hell it's not. But really, the biggest issue is that you can't feel comfortable attacking her because she has too many options. And she was just so much easier. And that was the thing, is like Asuka's supposed to be the defensive character, right? Yes. She's supposed to have a bunch of defensive options. You should be scared to attack her. But her issue used to be it was impossible to open people up.
And now all
of a sudden you're defending against Asuka, it's like holy smokes, and then you attack Asuka, it's like, whoa, better than ever. So it's like it's too much. She's good at everything. And it's still hard to play Tekken. It's not like you're gonna pick Asuka and all of a sudden you're the best in the world. Like, nah, man. Tekken is still hard, and this is where Junior and Tibetano are probably, especially Junior downplaying. It makes sense because he's like, dude, this shit ain't easy. Like, you don't know how dedicated I am, and you don't know the savages I play against. Like, these people are so good that even with these tools, this is incredibly difficult. Yes, but without them, it might just be impossible. And that's kind of the difference, is that character is taking players that are of the skill level of Joka and Joey Fury and Shadow, but it's pushing them a tier above. It's pushing all three of them a tier above. And Fergus is really open about it. Fergus was tweeting, he's like, I don't even feel satisfaction winning with this character. He's like, this character's crazy. And, after the EVO run, he said, thank you to Asuka Season 2. It's just like super honest about it, because it pushes you further. That's just all it does. And it's the play style that a European or an American can bring to the character. And it's why the Koreans or the Pakistanis, they won't even pick that character, because it's a high risk, high reward character still. But it's almost like the way I think about it is like this, right? You're playing Asuka and you're playing against Lohai, and you go, I'm going to drop a nuke on the screen and one of us is gonna die. Like you have that. you have that in your tool set. And the Koreans and the Pakistanis, they don't like that because they're seeking a level of consistency that's like to a higher standard than what we're seeking. But you have an American or a European player piloting Asuka, and they're playing against the Korean. It's like I gotta drop this nuke.
Yeah. You know what? If I need to, I'll drop 2 as well, right? Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. And then like a lot of the times it's the other guy that dies. It's closing like the skill gap. Asuka is like the most Tekken 8 character I've ever seen. Yeah. She is built for these mechanics like perfectly.
Yeah.
So and again, it's difficult, man. It's not like I'm gonna pick up Asuka tomorrow and I'm gonna make top 8 at EVO. Like, no, you still have to be like really good and be good with her, but it's a very particular style too. If like the way Tibetano plays, I can't do that. I literally can't. I picked up Lily, and like I don't have it in me to just like random hop kick even. I do a lot of yellow
wait more, right? Yeah.
I do a lot of yellow stuff with Horang, but to me, those things make sense for that character. And that's what I mean is like when you're a specialist, you just build that kind of like the Matterhorn with Lily. I don't know. I don't have it in me to just like somebody he dashes on, just fucking Matterhorn. It's not it. Like, but people do it and like it wins out sometimes. But when the options are limited, it's easier to play around. This is what I mean is like if you heat dash, or if you're like +6, whatever, +5, and you only have to worry about one option, it's easy to play around. 1 or 2. It's not difficult to play around. But when there's so many with Asuka, it's like, dude, I don't have the option coverage to beat everything right now.
Like, well,
it's too much.
What do you think about the King Ray versus Low-High fight?
Oh, so Low-High, dude, this is really interesting to me. Low-High to me right now is the most interesting player in Tekken. Here's why. When I watch him play and this dude locks in, he looks like the greatest Tekken player of all time. He looks like Prime Knee in like Tekken 7 when like nobody could like, and I don't know if Prime Knee's in Tekken 7, maybe Prime Knee's in Tekken 5, but I remember watching Knee after like that one EVO in Tekken 7 when he just ran through everybody with Fang and nobody got a game. And it just like, he looked like you just couldn't touch him. He just had such a grasp on every single character and every single thing. And he had just everything locked in. That's what Low-High looks like to me. But then he gets in top 8 and this dude gets nervous. I could see it because watch Low-High versus K-Wiz. That was one of the greatest displays of defense I've ever seen. He made Horang look useless. And K-Wiz is, in my opinion, K-Wiz is the best Horang in the world at mix-ups. So like Edge might be more fundamentally solid and like he's better at like Korean Tekken, but K-Wiz, as far as like mix-ups, like if you're here and like he's like, I'm gonna mix you up, nobody better than K-Wiz. Like speed kicks is also like more fundamental and like moves better. And it's not that K-Wiz doesn't have fundamentals, he does. But there's levels to this thing. And like K-Wiz couldn't get started, man. I've never seen that. I had never seen that. I've seen K-Wiz play against Rest and speed kicks. Like, it's always close. Like, doesn't matter how much you know Horang, like K-Wiz knows the way around. He couldn't get started against Low-High because Low-High's movement and defense and interruptions and punishment and like everything is so damn good. You can't get anything started. And he was like this at EVO Vegas. EVO Vegas, Low-High 2-0'd every single person to get into top 8. Didn't drop. God, did he even drop around? I don't even know. He was just bodying everybody. It was like, whoa, okay. And then top 8 of EVO Vegas came and he went like 0-4. He had like a missed input. He did like a snake edge. I don't know. What? It's like, what is happening? So I think he's so dedicated, saying he plays 10 hours a day. That's like a level of dedication. So when you finally get to that.
That's what I was doing when it was like COVID, learning Tekken, right? Now I don't got that in me anymore.
Dude, 10 hours a day is insane.
It's insane.
So Low-High, I feel like if he's of sound mind and calm, this dude has to be the best. There's no way. But something happens somewhere around that top 8 where it hits him on that different day, because it's like, that's not the guy I saw yesterday. What is this? And I don't know. I don't know what it is. But also, I feel like maybe there's a couple of matchups that either he or Brian are not good at. Um, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure that out because I was watching him play against Kwis and it's like, okay, clearly. I mean, I've seen him play against Edge too, and it's like, okay, clearly you're just like the goat against Horang. Like we just like all the right things to do, and it's like impossible to open him up. It looks really difficult. But against Yoshi, he was playing against Sin. Sin, one of the best Yoshis around, right? It's probably like I'm Musician, Kane and Trench, and Sin, and Sin was just doing like raw sword sweeps and he put him in losers. He put low high in losers, and then they were playing in top eight, and he hit him with like raw hill sweeps. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then like they're at the wall, low high, text, sword spin, blah blah whatever. But he also got hit by like the second hit of what is it like forward two? Is it the yeah? It's like a high, and it's like just playing from Jumanji and James all those
The
years. Like
mid-high?
I see that. I'll never press on that second one. I'm ducking and getting something
Oh, back
off that
two,
high.
too.
Yeah, that one. And it was like he got counter hit by the high, the second one. And I was like, that's nerves. There's no way. That's either nerves or like lack of matchup knowledge. It's
No,
one
it's
or the
gotta
other.
be
So
nerves.
it's gotta be, right? I feel like there's no way he doesn't know Yoshi. Surely he does. So it's kind of, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he has bad matchups like the rest of us. But when that dude is locked in, to me, he's the best. Like watching him, like he had that match with JDCR at EVO Vegas, maybe, or Combo Breaker. It was Combo Breaker, and he was just playing like fundamental Tekken, and he outplayed JDCR like crazy. They weren't even playing Tekken 8. They were playing like old school Tekken, and he just outplayed him like crazy. I was like, that wow. So low high is lit. But low high and junior, like like Asuka Gorilla, man, you can't stop that shit.
Yeah, I was actually seeing in our little background. I seen King Ray Jr. use full crouch down forward 3, the charge up kick that's +8. He did it like fucking 4 times against low high.
Yeah, it's on rotation.
4 times.
Oh, okay. It's like it's the same moves over and over and over again. It's like 5 moves, and I don't even hate 5-move Tekken because I like Dragunov. I like Dragunov 5 moves.
Yeah, Dragunov. Yeah, there you go.
But you see, the thing about Dragunov is when you start attacking Dragunov, I'm not having like a heart attack pushing any button attacking Dragunov. Because I'm like, cool, we playing Tekken now. Like they even nerfed his freaking backsway now. It doesn't even launch. So
yeah,
it's
it doesn't even launch, and then like when he attacks you, usually if it's a low, so for hatchet makes sense. It resorts back to like if you block a move, you're gonna be going practically back to neutral almost, right? And then he has options you have to watch with him, blah blah. Like he can just get aggressive more, right? He has to make an educated guess or just block, right?
You have to play Tekken.
He has to play Tekken, yes.
And every time right now, not in season 1, because there was a time when Dragunov was just too much.
Yes.
But right now, the way he is, I feel like if I lose a round to Dragunov, I've just lost the round. Like I lost the round, man. I got outplayed. I don't know what to say.
I got Dragunovs, right? Yeah.
But with Asuka, I'm watching and I'm like, what is this? Like what? There's never really an answer. You have to guess like crazy, and the risk reward is just like I don't know. It's nuts to me, and it's all just off of the season 2 editions. And she has too much homing stuff, too much stuff that will track you down. Although I have seen when Tibetano was playing on immediate timing a bit too much. They would get him with a little bit of sidestep duck here and there. But I don't know. It's
still scary because if they catch on to it, it's like, oh fuck.
People with defense 1,000 light years ahead of mine are unable to stop it. So I don't know what to say. I mean, these are the literally Knee and Low High and Arslan have like the best defense ever, and these guys are losing to Asuka, and they're not losing to another super high level Pakistani or Korean, they're losing to our guys.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
not to hate on our guys, I love our guys, and we've always had wins over Koreans and Pakistanis. It always happens. If there's a big tournament, there's gonna be an upset. Like Joey Fury or Shadow, like Anakin, like one of those guys is gonna whoop a Korean. It's happening,
Oh yeah.
and you can't stop it. But to see the three Asukas like consistently placing like that, that's crazy. And
Yeah.
that's why I made that tweet that was like, here's the full list of Americans and Europeans that made top four at a master event this season. And it was three Asukas. Admittedly, I left out Elias because I was looking at the Second World Tour website and he's disqualified, so they didn't list him.
What?
Yeah. So Elias had some sort of controversy where I think last season he registered at like his country of origin or something. Like I think I don't want to get this wrong, so
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
take it with a grain of salt. But he registered for a country he didn't actually live in.
Oh.
So he registered for like Morocco or something and qualified through there. But then they were like, "Hold on, you didn't even compete or like come out of Morocco." And he's like, "Oh, but like that's where I'm from," something like that. So there was a country of origin issue of like a misunderstanding, and they banned him from the Tekken World Tour. So he he went to like I think it was the mix up, which is a master event, and he got fourth, playing Eddie, and he wasn't listed, but he's the only other player to place in top four besides for the three Asukas, and the three Asukas have done it now multiple times, which is crazy.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Do you
It's
think?
like, how does this happen?
Okay.
Because if it was like one of them and the other two are like, I don't know what he's doing, can't quite figure it out. He just built different. We'd be, all right, cool. It kind of like you look at like the Hwoarang players, right? We got Edge, super high level Korean, all the way back in Tekken 7. This dude was like, you can find a tweet I put out at the start of Tekken 8. Edge was like, guys, I'm looking for a sponsor. Nobody knew the fuck he was, and I was like, if you guys want to see Hwoarang in top 8 at like every single tournament, somebody sponsor this guy. I was like, I promise you, him and Yonarang are like the best two Hwoarangs in the world, and if you sponsor them, you're gonna get them in top 8 at like every international event, guaranteed.
Damn, we should have grabbed him. We should have grabbed him.
That's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. And so now he's in like everything, and it's because like he's that guy. But then like you look at Hwoarang, and it's like the rest of the Hwoarang players are not overperforming though, because Kwist had way better results in Tekken 7, way better, like significantly better. Rest, like everybody, you look at like all the other top Hwoarangs. Speed Kicks had that one crazy run at the first EVO because the meta still hadn't evolved too much. But he also had a top 8 in at the start of Tekken 7, so same thing. That's like a Kicks thing. He just learns and picks up quicker than others. So when a new game comes out, Speed Kicks is always going to excel at the first portion of it. Just how it goes.
Yes.
But since then, he's retired again, probably because he knows now at this point it's an insane amount of work to keep up. It's different now.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
But like, if every single Hwoarang player was like, holy, like, damn, like, oh, it's every single Hwoarang player is in top 8 like every time, or like in top 4, and okay, we gotta like think about it. But like nobody's really we're not like crushing it at that level. And that's kind of like all the other characters too. Like, what about all the Jack players? Like, our Jack players are the goats. What do I mean? Like Joey, Anakin, and Joe Crush. Like,
Oh yeah.
what?
Oh yeah.
Shadow has had some great performances, and I think he's super goated in Tekken 8, and yet none of them can match the three Usks. He hasn't had one yet. He made like he got 7th at EVO Japan. That's not 3rd and 4th.
No, it's not.
But it is EVO Japan, and EVO Japan is harder, I'll say. There's way more competitors. So I don't know. Maybe you could debate that.
Well, the
Could definitely go. But Shadow's definitely been our other amazing performer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let us talk about. I only got like an hour left, so let's talk about Fergus versus Arslan Ash. Grand final.
I don't think they. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Arslan beat Junior, and then he beat. Yeah, Arslan might have it figured out. He was actually running those sets pretty good. And yeah, Junior and Fergus do have different play styles. And it almost like Fergus was more reserved, and I think he had a harder time actually. I think, and it was funny because Rip was watching Junior play against Arslan, and he was like, "Junior, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Why'd you do that? That was so stupid." But like, yeah, but that's the stuff that actually beats those guys.
Yeah.
That's it's actually that stuff that closes the gap. And so like, yeah, you can tell them, and like, yeah, you can call them mistakes in Monday morning quarterback, fashion. You can be like, oh, made a mistake here and there, but like, yeah, but that's the same stuff that wins you matches too. So like,
If you would have gotten it, they'd be happy, right? If they
yeah,
did,
are you gonna completely remove all of those like risk panic moves from your gameplay? Because if you do, then you're not gonna be winning as much against those guys, actually. If you just completely get rid of them and then play completely solid, no. Like the risk and the threat of those moves is what's actually so scary. That's what we were talking about. And Arslan's a different being at those events, man. And this is what I mean is like, this is I think the difference is like Lohi gets in top 8 and maybe he crumbles a little bit. Arslan gets in top 8, he's Super Saiyan. If you don't stop Arslan in pools, I don't know, man. Once he's there, it's just he played so good, man. And I remember when Tekken 8 came out, Arslan was like,
not doing
yeah, he's like, this isn't a good game, but he's like, well, I'm gonna get really good at it, so you guys can trust me on that.
And now here he is, fucking 2-time EVO champion for Tekken 8, right?
He was like, I'm gonna win it, and then I'm gonna tell you the game is trash. Oh my god, it's so funny. But yeah, I think Arslan's biggest threat is like just a Tief. If a Tief is there, it's a problem. And I think Ulsan is also a menace. You never really know with Ulsan.
Yeah, I can't get what goes on in his mind sometimes.
He's something else. Those Reina picks were pretty interesting here and there, but looking at that top 8, I really like watching Yoshi players. Like, he's really entertaining to me.
Oh no, but Fergus versus Arslan Ash grand finals. What are your thoughts?
No, not grand finals. Grand finals was Arslan Jean Ding.
Oh, sorry. Whoa, oh damn. See, I blew the.
Yeah, Fergus got third. So what ended up happening was Fergus played Jean Ding, and by the way, Jean Ding has such like a crazy aggressive style that sometimes when he gets going, it's really hard to stop him. He's really playing Tekken 8. Like Jean Ding really knows that. He was so good in Tekken 7, but he's like adapted to Tekken 8 so well, and he's the best rage arter in the world. I'll take second place.
I'll take second place. Who's number 3? Ru Kang?
I don't know. But when I play the Koreans and the Pakistanis, they're like, yeah, I don't know about your gameplay, but your rage art is like the best I've ever seen. Even Arslan was like, every time he gets from rage art, he just looks at me like what? He's like, how are you doing that? And I was like, it's because I look for limbs. It's because if I'm like playing neutral or even if they're attacking me, I look for limbs, and if I see a limb, I just push that button.
I listen. You react faster.
I'm trying. I mean, sometimes, and again, if I'm not locked in, I'll do it on prediction, but I'm trying to rage art more and more on reaction, and it's really good because I don't even know what move you're doing. Like, I don't know what it is. I just know it is a move. Like, like I'm not gonna say like, oh, I saw him push, down back 3, and like, no, I don't know what you pushed. I just see a limb. I see an animation has started, and I'm locking in. Now, the reaction time on recognizing an animation coming out and the reaction on recognizing what animation it is, those are two different things. So I'm not saying I can recognize what's coming out. I just know something's coming out. But Jean Ding, super epic at rage arts. He definitely landed quite a few in that top 8. And so, yeah, Fergus beats Junior, and then Jean Ding and Fergus, and Jean Ding kind of just overwhelmed them a lot. Just amazing mix-ups with Eddie, amazing flow, not flow charts, but flow, like momentum. He just gets going and he knows this leads into this. This leads into this. Now he's over there. He's at this range. I can close it in like this. He's not going to be able to step. Now he's at the wall at this angle. Now I do this. Like his flow with Eddie is so clean. It's just like when you watch him, he's just going to run you over, dude. You have to force him to calm down. And Arslan was the only person I saw that forced Jean Ding to calm down. And like Jean Ding had to like slow down, and they looked crazy. But Fergus Jean Ding just kind of ran him over. And then, in the losers bracket was pretty interesting, actually. Arslan Q-Dans, the rematch. That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw, but like Q-Dans tweeted at Arslan, he was like, your handshake is weak.
Oh, shit! Arslan said that to Q-Dans?
Other way, Q-Dans.
Wow.
Yeah, because
wow.
Q-Dan's the military guy.
Yeah,
so he probably gotta.
Most Koreans serve military time. It's mandatory in Korea, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like Q-Dan was like an extended military guy, though, right?
Yeah.
He took such a
good break.
He took a really long break, then came back with that turtleneck and just destroyed everyone.
He still didn't get money from that one tournament. That one tournament he played, and he didn't get the money. He still hasn't gotten the money from it. It was like something like 10K? I don't know how much it was. It was pretty. It was a lot for the time.
I've heard so many stories like that. Like back in Tag 2, like James went to South America, they never paid him out. There's so many stories of that. And when EWC got announced, right, that was the fear. Is like, are the Saudis really gonna pay out $1 million in prizes? They sure did. And so that first year, it was almost like people were doubting.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we know the money's real, people are like so emotional over the whole EWC thing because they know it's legit. They know the money's there.
Okay.
And it's life changing. But yeah, I love Q-Dans, man, and I love the Heihachi switch going from Devil Jin was just not putting in the work, and picking Heihachi once again shows you same player, totally different results.
You can make Devil Jin a casino as much as you want, but that's not Kudan's style from what I know. He's gonna read you. He's gonna read you, right? That's why I see he likes to use the pokes into making you guess the house sweep, right?
Heihachi has it all.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at the stats on Q-Dans, and at EWC, Q-Dans had 31 heat bursts and 1 heat engager.
Whoa.
What that means is Q-Dans has picked up on the Tekken 8 mechanic that no matter what happens, he needs to get into heat that round to lock in on the Warrior's Instinct, which is really smart.
Yeah, because even if he's behind, if he activates Warrior Instinct, you're fighting a totally new character now, right? What's this house sweep gonna be? It's not gonna be launch anymore, pal. It's gonna be -14. Are you?
It's when Heihachi goes into Warrior's Instinct, it's like one of the hardest rounds. It's like you see that final round and he's got Warrior's Instinct. You're like, okay. But Q-Dans has really picked up on that mechanic, and he's making the character work so well. So you love to see it, but it really shows like it's so different from real sports. And this is what I mean is like, dude, Junior Ferguson Tibetano could wake up next month and like never make a top 8 again. Because if they just like nerf Asuka into the fucking ground, I'm not saying reasonable nerfs. I'm saying like, imagine they make the character like not tournament viable. They can do that to you. They can do that. They can just like break a character and like make them completely fucking trash. And like, so you got Q-Dans when Devil Jin was top tier, right? And this dude was like unstoppable. It was like, dude, Devil Jin's top tier. He's like the best character. Go ahead, beat this guy. He's the best Devil Jin. And then like they nerf Devil Jin, make him like possibly the worst character. And you got the best Devil Jin. And he's like, guys, I can't do anything. And like, this is what I mean is where like we're so dependent, our skill is so dependent on what the developer does, which is like real sports are not like that. you can't nerf Cristiano Ronaldo, dude. Like, you're cooked. Like, you're not taking away that left leg or that right leg or that header.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of like the rules of like real sports don't change. And this is what I mean is like, dude, and it's scary. It's scary. The nerfs are scary because now what if Namco like overreacts and they just like they make Asuka just useless. You just can't. And then the character specialists are like, guys, she sucks. Kind of like what the Lee guys are saying, what the Double Jin guys are saying, like, guys, he sucks. And like Q Dance was like, you know what? I'm tired of bitching. I'm just gonna switch. And he switches to what is a very strong tournament character, doing amazing, making top 8 constantly, almost every top 8. And it just that part as a competitor hurts. It just as a character specialist hurts the most.
Yeah, you've been playing Double Jin since Tekken 5. You know, you're like, I really like this character, right? And now you gotta switch to someone else. Right.
It sucks, man. It really sucks. But he did what a lot of us wouldn't. A lot of people would just kind of like rather stick to their main and just like complain. Yeah, but the reason Arslan has been able to do this across multiple games and across multiple seasons is because the moment his character gets nerfed and is not tournament viable, or not tournament viable but not as strong, switch. What's the new meta? Show me. And like, he doesn't care. He has the tech and skill to pull it off. And so many of us, we've just like put all of our chips into like one thing. Like this is, and it sucks. It's scary because it's like, what if an update comes out and it's like, damn, the hell? And this is what I mean is like, yes, the Asuka specialists are amazing, but Namco has also blessed them with a character that's currently like super, super hard to deal with, super difficult. And nobody, maybe except for Arslan, has like a consistent answer against this nonsense. And it would be funny as hell if like, but again, I don't think it suits their style. I don't think if like a Thief picks up Asuka, it doesn't work. There's also like stylistic things, and Yoshi's a great example of that. In season 1, Yoshi was like top tier, but nobody was picking him up, and it was like, why? Well, it's a very particular style, and it requires like an insane amount of knowledge on Flash. Because I was asking James, I was like, why don't you want to like play Yoshi? And he's like, did you know how much labbing you have to do to like know what strings to like punish with Flash, what strings you can Flash and what you can't? He's like, if you're there and you're just guessing, so you're gonna die so much. I was like, oh wow. He's like, but if you know, he's like, if you've labbed like crazy and you know, he's like, I can spin out of that one, I can flash that one, I can flash punish that one, and then you're almost like surprising the other person because they didn't even know. Like, dude, Yoshi had shit in Tekken 7 where, like, with Horang, if I hit him with up forward 3+4, he could flash me on hit. I hit you. I was like, nope, guaranteed flash.
I didn't know.
Why?
I didn't know this for the longest time with Dragunov, right? Against Jumanji, I'd do 4-1. It'd leave me close. And he would flash me if I didn't do anything, right? But I found out I could just do a 10 frame to beat him anyways, even if he's too close to me, because I have the frames on +8. But if I did nothing, he could just flash me and kill me. He would also do it against Fang whenever he would do a get remotely close to shoulder, right? I think it was 1-2, forward 2-1 shoulder or something like that. I don't know, but he would just flash it when he would block it.
Yeah. So knowing those is huge, So Yoshi's like that, and I actually think Asuka's kind of like that too, and that these Asuka specialists now have the experience to be like, oh, this character in this scenario, I'm gonna punch Tsubaki. Oh no, kick Tsubaki. Oh no, cans is way better in this matchup. Oh no, you back 3 all day. Oh, side step 2 all day. Regular parry, like you can regular parry the string. Like you gotta know your options, and that takes time. So we ain't never going to take away from the skill of those 3 Asuka players because they put the time in. All 3 of them are grinders like crazy, dude. They are dedicated, man. So we're not going to hate on that. But Namco has given the tools to the specialists to make something really difficult to deal with. And then they've taken away the tools from Devil Jin players. And
Casino.
So it's like, I don't care how many years you spent on Devil Jin, not good enough.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I mean by like esports is such like a weird thing, especially in fighting games. And
Mhm.
for sure, at this point, it's not a debate because back in the day, we used to debate what's better, a character specialist or like a versatile guy. There's no debate. It's the guy that's willing to switch. It's that guy. It's
I,
100%. But
I,
you also need the time because when you think of like all of our North American players, everybody that most people, except for like Junior, most people are like older guys. We work, people got jobs, people got kids, people
yes.
got stuff. So like you're limited on time.
I got
And
bills,
sometimes
all that stuff. Yeah.
every once in a while I get blessed with like more time for Tekken, whether it's because I'm moving or I'm unemployed or whatever. But most of the time I'm like working full time and I got shit and like there's just no way I can put in that much time.
Hmm.
Um, but there's basically what I'm trying to say is if you want to be like the versatile guy that like switches all the time, you got to have the time because you can't just like drop a character that you have like 10,000 games with and like pick up another character and expect to be as good. You also got to put 10,000 games in,
Yes.
and like that's going to take time. And if you want to do it before the next tournament in 2 months, you have to play like a little high 10 hours a day. You're gonna have to play like
Arslan Nash, he's sponsored by Red Bull. I'm pretty sure he doesn't work it though. He doesn't have
no,
a
no, no, no,
daily
yeah,
job,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's good. He's set,
No,
right? And then all
no.
the money from all the tournaments.
He said 6 to 8 hours a day he
Yeah.
practices.
Yeah, and he lives at the
Something like
Keith,
that.
right? He lives at the Keith. So,
Oh, he does.
yeah, from
I didn't know that.
last I seen, I heard that he lives with the Keith. I could be wrong. If I am, please correct me. But I heard he lives with the Keith. Either way, fucking good, right? Fucking
I
good.
almost thought I know for like a little bit they were like both traveling so much they couldn't even like get games in. Because like sometimes when you look at like tournament season, it's like, well, just look at that shit right now. We just had EVO France, and I just told you that this weekend there's a master event in Africa. Like a lot of these guys, they're like constantly traveling,
Oh yeah.
and you can't always go back home because it costs more money. So like you might want to go because it's kind of like, all right, do I go from France? Do I go back to Pakistan or do I just go from France to Ivory Coast?
I'm just gonna go, right? What if I win a few tournaments, make money at doing that, and I go home profit, right?
Like anything, yeah. But sometimes, yeah, with the travel, it's like when you have things like in a row. I mean, I remember there was DreamHack Dallas last year
Yes.
was an EWC qualifier. It was a huge event. I freaking got COVID. I couldn't go,
Oh,
but yeah, it was like the worst thing ever. It was like I did Combo Breaker and then I was fully paid out for DreamHack Dallas. It was 1 week later. And most of the internationals they just stayed in the US because it's like why would I fly back to Korea when in 1 week it's a DreamHack? Like I just go to that. So like everybody was staying in NA for like a week. I remember people were playing like Arslan online and stuff.
all right.
So that was the thing. But this top eight, super hype, and I really enjoyed the Yoshis. I've played with Kane before. He's one of like the more reserved Yoshis. He's kind of like Fergus, but
Mhm.
Yoshi.
Oh,
Um,
interesting, interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's fascinating to see like the different Yoshi styles and stuff too. But Sin, man, Sin looks super, super solid. I hadn't seen him play that much, but I'm actually genuinely impressed. And I'm sad that all of our like amazing Yoshi players in NA, because we have a lot of them, are
Yeah,
not active right now. Like we got Trizzy, Jumanji, Yukio. Neither one of them competes,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like,
Jumanji is like
that,
playing up, looking for other games. I don't know what Trizzy's been doing.
yeah, I
Uh,
don't know what happened to Trizzy. He had such like an amazing season one. Yoshi got nerfed and dude disappeared. Like I
yeah.
don't think he's entering anything. I could be wrong, but Trizzy was getting so good, man. I was just like, I love watching Yoshi play. It's just he's so entertaining to me.
Mm.
So I really liked that there was actually two
I
Yoshis in
feel
top
like
eight.
I feel like if I didn't play Dragonov, I'd play Yoshi. Right?
Dude, he's so fun.
Right? I'd play Yoshi.
And people on a lot of my clips, I don't know if you've seen, but in the comments, they're like, dude, you're like a Yoshi player in the closet. And I'm like, well, I was trained by a Yoshi player, so that kind of makes sense.
All right, all right. So, let us talk a little bit about about. We already talked about Arsenal Nash and uh, uh, the Eddie player. I forgot her name. Sorry. What's her name? They play Eddie.
Jean Ding?
John Ding. Did we talk about that at all?
Yeah, I was kind of saying how John Ding just like has amazing flow, but
Yeah.
who we didn't talk about that was before these
Who?
before all these top eights and stuff was Nia, the 16-year-old
Oh
Lily
yeah.
player
I heard
from France.
people. I heard. Sorry for nothing, man. I heard people are getting a little frustrated about that. About like a 16-year-old playing the game. I'm like, what? Wasn't
I
King
know
Ray
what it
Jr.
is.
like 13 when he was playing Tekken?
Yeah, but it's a results thing, and so like no, like first of all, it's so dope that she's from France and speaks like plays a French speaking character like Lily. I know Lily's from Monaco, but that's like right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool that like a French girl was playing a French speaking girl and placed amazing at EVO France. It's so
Yeah,
dope.
the new
It's so
generation.
dope. And the other thing was, what was really impressive about it, and I've been playing some Lily, so like I'm seeing this, but the way she was winning was she was winning with fundamentals. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the crazy part because like you hear like, oh, a Lily player won, she was probably like Matterhorning and just like feisty rabbit like constantly. It was like, nah, man. She was like, dude, she was on P2 and she had like a clean Korean
There you
backdash
go.
and she would like, oh, block spring kick, like punish, block Asuka down 1+2, like everything, like it was clean. The way she was playing was clean. It looked fundamental. It wasn't like YOLO stuff. That's what makes it really crazy. But I know why people are reacting negatively to it because I used to tell people in Tekken 7, because I used to be like, people be like, oh, Fortnite, because Fortnite was hot. And I'm like, dude, you know what the difference between your game and my game is? I don't have teenagers winning anything. Like
Oh,
teenagers don't win anything in my game
yeah,
because you need like legacy. You need like a decade plus at this
yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's just not happening otherwise. The youngest like truly top player we had in Tekken 7 was Ty. When he was 19, he was just like he hadn't really like played like too crazy yet. He was just like kind of like warming up, and by the time he was like 20ish or something, he started becoming a known player. Because I remember playing him at CEO when he was in 2021 when he was 19, like after COVID, and I was telling people I was like, "Oh yeah, I played against like one of the best players on the East Coast," and they were like, "Who?" And like Ty, they're like, "Who the fuck is that?" And then you like at like 19, he wasn't really a known name yet, but like somewhere around like 20ish, 20 plus, he started becoming like, "Oh okay, he's like that super solid Brown player."
Oh, super
But
solid. I've looked into his history. It's amazing.
yeah, but even then that was like, 20 or 16 is crazy.
Yeah.
And like at Fortnite, if you look at like the world placings, you got like 13-year-olds making like $100,000 and shit. It's like, hold on. I was like, ain't no 13-year-old beating me at Tekken. It ain't happening. Like, it's not happening. And, like we talk about Junior, but like Junior back in the day, he wasn't doing this. We should never
No.
confuse the 20-year-old Junior with the 12-year-old Junior. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
two different players.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
he was a very talented kid for his age, but that's what made Tekken so crazy is that the teenagers, the like 18 and under, were like freaking non-existent. And it's not that tournaments didn't allow the competition; it's that like they couldn't hang, dude. Like it ain't
Yeah.
happening. Like, the game's too hard. It needs too many years of like dedication.
Mm-hmm.
But Tekken 8. In Tekken 8, you might be able to make it work. But again, Nia is still on oddity because we still don't have teenagers dominating this shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of like really good 18 to 19-year-olds. Like we got like, XO. There's like a couple of those like really young guys, but you don't really have like kids, not like 12, 13. So like people associate a really young player being good at Tekken with just Tekken being easy. So that's why I think some of them are tilted.
Interesting.
But you just got to remember, this girl is like an outlier. It's not like top eight is filled with a bunch of 15, 16-year-olds because the game is easy. Um, no, she's just special, dude. I don't know what to say, and she got like 16th or 17th or something like that.
Wow.
Super impressive still. Beat Tibetano and another good player. I
And
can't.
you know them going to school the next day, like if they like that had to have been shown on TV probably too. So be like, did you guys did you see that? Look at that, right? That'd be so cool. Oh, that'd be so cool.
I think that was her mentor, the other. I think she's also French, Cayenne something.
Hmm.
She was she was saying that like she was worried about like, oh, like if I have to come on Friday, I have to like skip school. Yeah, it's funny, man. No, you gotta love it though. I like a success story of like a young person killing it.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes the game bad. In fact, when you think of like chess, dude, like there's like 12,
Magnus.
13-year-old chess grandmasters, like
Magnus.
geniuses. Chess ain't easy.
Yeah, no, it's not easy, right? You got Magnus when he was like a kid, when he was young, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. To me, it's the indicator that the game might be a little bit weird and perhaps more like reaction based as opposed to like thought process based is when the majority of players are young. When the majority of top players are in their teens, you got to go, what's going on here? Is it what is this about?
Okay.
Yeah, but when Tekken is so overwhelmingly like legacy players, dude, it's so hard. Like, let me look at this top eight real quick. I think the only player I didn't know of in Tekken 7 is Sin. I didn't know about Sin in Tekken 7. I don't know how long he's been playing. For
Okay.
all we know, he's played his whole life. I don't know. But every single other player, Fergus, Kane, and Trench, those are old school players. Jean Ding, Arslan, Q-Dans. What? And then you look at like Evo Vegas, every single name. They're all legacy players. And in fact, everybody, like the majority of people that always place ahead of me that I look, I'm like, oh, they've actually even played longer than me. I can't even hate.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are young talents. You see them up and coming, like the Dappers and the Exos and those guys. That
That
does
makes sense.
happen.
Yeah. So
I think it's hype, man.
here's the next thought. Mary Zoe. Did you see the trailer for Mary Zoe?
I did, dude. Here's the thing. Like,
What do you think?
I'm a I'm an outlier on this one. I see a new character come out, I just don't care.
Okay.
I know I'm going to be playing Horeng no matter what. So to me, I see a new character as a competitor. All this means to me is, oh, now I have to like lab and learn a new matchup to fight
That's
against.
true. That's a fair point.
Like to me, it's like, dude, I already have like 30 something characters I have to worry about, and it's really hard to master the matchup against every single one because, like, dude, I was just thinking about it. Like, I
Character
was like,
has
oh my god.
whenever I see people that don't play Tekken and they ask me about it, I tell them there's like 40 some characters and everyone has over 100 moves. It's my job to look at the moves and go, what are they doing? Right? And they go, that is complex. But another
It's
character.
the muscle memory too.
Yeah.
It's the muscle memory because like I've played against Law for like so many years, right? Like I know Law, but if I haven't played a Law in a month, I'm like, now I match with a Law, I'm like, let's see. And sometimes it comes right back, and sometimes you start selecting some of the wrong options. It's the same thing with Yoshi, where like there's just like a flow sometimes to like fighting a different character, like certain ranges and a flow of feeling of and a reaction thing to like ducking their strings and reacting to stuff and being like, oh yeah, he has that. Oh yeah, that's a new one in Tekken 8. Oh yeah, I knew that, but like it's just not fresh in your mind as opposed to like if you warmed up yesterday or today with someone that plays that character for an hour and then you run into someone else playing that character, they're cooked. Like you're gonna be so sharp, like nothing's gonna throw you off. So like it's one thing like knowing the matchup, but then like actively and frequently practicing against the matchup. It's why if I am going to a tournament and I look at my pool and I'm like, oh, the people that I'm worried about play these characters, I'm gonna go find friends that play those characters and like warm up for the tournament against those characters. I might be like super familiar with the
That's what I
matchup.
do.
I just want to get that flow, that that range, that reaction time to like everything happening in the matchup. So to answer your question, the character, I don't get excited for new characters. I don't see like a
Yeah.
new character. I'm like,
I,
so like
even
I've seen people that are super excited for her, like people were like texting me. I'm like, yo, I'm definitely a Miyari main. And then I had people text me going, what the hell is this? Like I had someone that was texting me. He's like, "What is this? Like, ogre's a stripper now?" I was like, "Calm down." It was like
I
she
mean,
had a pole. Okay, back in the day, Christy had an actual stripper pole that she came down on.
oh boy.
Um, but
Oh
you
boy.
know, to me, I look at it and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of effects. There's a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't look as difficult to recognize visually as Clive. I think Clive is my
Too much,
least favorite
too
DLC
much
ever.
flames. It's hard to tell what's coming at you. Yeah. Very
It's just it's
true.
not good to look at visually. It's stupid. Everything is just like, and I really dreaded the matchup, which is why like I tried to lab him a bit, and that's why I asked Dawn for games. I really wanted to see like, hey, can I actually like play against the good Clive or not? Do I have this down or not? But yeah, I hate the visuals on Clive. That's the DLC I really hate. From what I saw of those visuals, I don't hate it. Whether you think it's cool or not, I don't know. That's your opinion. I think what's really cool is that Harada said, he's like, guys, in the Tekken 3 booklet, I explained that there's an ogre in every region of the world. He goes, the Tekken 3 ogre, he's like, that's just one ogre. He's like, there's many other ogres. He's like, so this is the ogre of this region. And I'm like, that's cool. And it's like an ice ogre. Like when you see him, he looks like an ice ogre or something.
Hmm.
It's dope. And that's why she has like the snake and like the parts of the ogre body. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's cool lore. Whether you like her visually or not, I don't know. It's the people that
I
like, the girlies, and that's cool.
I find it interesting. Like whenever I see a character trailer, I just it's how I go. I just think, what's the character gonna bring? Right. That's all I think about. What's the character gonna bring? And then I don't overthink about it. I just think, okay, how will we apply? And all I'm thinking about right now is her wall clean mechanic. Will she be able to say summon a summon a pole to use as a makeshift wall? Right? What if she could use that to wall splat you at anywhere? Right? That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it looks.
Make her own
I
walls.
that I thought that was also one of the interesting parts of that whole thing. Like, is she gonna? I don't know how it's gonna work. We're gonna have to check it out.
Mm.
That part's kind of exciting, I suppose. The new stage looks cool.
Yeah, it looks big,
Um,
really big.
yeah, yeah, but it looks dope. It's got that Madagascar vibe. I do think that's cool. I
Hmm.
think like her whole background and setup, I like that part, and I really like the multiple ogre lore. I know
Yeah,
people just want some. There's gonna be a portion of the community that want the same shit, and the release of AK, that's for those guys. The ones you want the same shit. There you go. Here, get this AK.
I think AK is cool. I mean, he's gonna sell like pancakes anyways, right? It's gonna be good, but I just think what's he gonna bring, right? Not just, oh, AK is gonna save the game. No, what's he gonna bring? What's he gonna bring, and then what's next, right?
It's just there's obviously like demographics,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's the dudes that like their manly fucking badass martial arts characters. They like their Bryans, their Dragonovs, like this is what I like. I like this like manly badass dude character.
Yeah,
And then there's people that love the girlies, man. Like they
yeah,
like the Lilies and the Annas, and they like a character with some like personality and like flair, not just like cold stoic badass fucking whatever. So you gotta put some stuff out for the people that like the girlies too. You gotta put that stuff out. I think she's pretty good at that, and also the diversity thing too, right? People wanted more black characters, so they got to put one out. And I know the skin tone has been of debate. One of the
I don't
things that
see I don't see so much about it. I don't understand about it too much. Um, Maybe because I just don't look
people
into
are
it.
saying she's like too bright, but some like experts on like video games were saying it's a lighting issue. They were saying it's a subsurface scattering issue. And there was like a guy giving an example of like he's like, hey, here's those are all like PC options and stuff. And you'll see it sometimes like if you're playing like Borderlands or something and you like mess with the shadow settings, you're like, whoa, that looks very different. that's like a totally like the area looks very different
Oh,
now.
the
The
tones
lighting,
and
the colors,
everything. Yeah, lighting will
yeah, it
affect
can
that
look
stuff.
so
And
different.
yeah, okay, okay, okay. That makes
Yeah, so
sense.
it's just kind of like Unreal Engine 5 gives that like it's like an unrealistic lighting almost
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like people would see like the concept art and the concept art looks like so beautiful. And then they're like, okay, but the render doesn't look like that. And it's like, yeah, that's just tech and graphics. And like maybe they can fix it. But I know
Hmm.
there's been some debate on that, but I think it's cool to like Tekken being such an international game and like people love like characters from different regions that represent them or anything. I think is dope. I've been waiting for like a Pakistani character. Like the closest thing from the Middle East we have is Shaheen, but like
Isn't it cool that we play a fighting game where like every character speaks their own language,
I
except
love
for
it. I love that
Alyssa,
part.
Alyssa and Dragunov, who don't speak Russian.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragunov
Does
doesn't
Dragon
speak.
not speak anything?
No, he doesn't say anything at all. No, he doesn't talk. Right, he doesn't say anything. He's an elective mute.
He's that quiet stoic guy, and that's what I mean is like somebody that's like like I said, there's some players that are just like, oh, super dedicated Brian player. Like, yeah, probably Miari's probably not for you. Um,
Oh yeah,
I'm like the Horang dude. But yeah, I love that like
I'm
Horang is
pretty
like
sure.
Korean and you.
I'm pretty
Hmm?
sure when Miari Zo comes out, Sleep's gonna play her for sure. He is.
Oh yeah, I
Oh yeah.
think it's exactly. That's somebody that he likes the Anna, he likes the Lucky Chloe, he likes the Azucena.
Oh yeah.
There's clearly a character like archetype that's his thing. He loves that
Mm-hmm,
shit, and like
mm-hmm,
so she falls under that. I immediately said because my friend who texted me, he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I said, "That is a character for the Lucky Chloe and Azucena mains. That's what that is."
yeah.
She looks exactly like that. It's like, yo, she's wilding, she's like dancing, she's doing crazy shit, she's got flair, like she's girly, and you're like, that's cool, that's what I want. I thought back in the day when I first picked up Tekken to me in Tekken 3 as a kid, I was 8 years old at the arcade. I thought Horang was like the coolest thing in the world because I was like, yo, it's like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but like he's got the karate outfit on, like that's badass. It's
Mm.
taekwondo outfit. But and then later on, when I was a little bit older and I picked up like Tekken 5, I thought Lily was the coolest shit. I was like, oh my god, she's like jumping all over the place. She's doing like flips and like ballet and like kicking ass. I'm like, this is crazy. And I thought that was cool. So like I played her in tag 2 a little bit.
I
So I
thought.
like a I
Uh,
like a variety of visuals.
always
So
thought that like Heihachi was like a really cool character because he's like a bad guy. He's super
mhm.
like his hair and everything. He just says like bison kind of bad guy kind of stuff. And then I was like, wow, Dragonov's a lot cooler because he doesn't talk, doesn't like to talk, right? Like very quiet. And then like his whole shtick is he just does the thing, gets it done, right? I vibe with that, right? He's all serious
It's
all
also
the time.
like the people that play those characters. Like some of the coolest people ever play Dragunov. Like, it's like the people that pick those characters. It's
JD,
like, yeah, dude, and like JDCR plays AK too, and Heihachi. Like those
yeah.
are, and so like people immediately, all three of those characters, people like those characters are cool because JDCR plays them, and JDCR
Mm.
is like obviously one of the most like beloved guys. Like who the hell hates JDCR? Like
Yeah, who
some,
the fuck dislikes him?
yeah.
Who the fuck are you? I don't know you.
There's just like characters where like you think of like Jimmy J, right?
Mm.
Like how could you hate Brian or Jimmy J? It's just like not even possible. But now obviously Brian being so OP, people do be hating on Brian actually.
Bro, I was fighting against a Brian player yesterday, and every Brian player I fight, I keep my range to range 3. I'll let them like throw out their moves because they whiff usually, except for if it's like core circle forward 1+2 or core circle back 1. But I could just sidestep that and just read when the mid's coming out, and like they kept on having trouble with me. But like every time they got close, I'm gone. I'm gone.
That's fascinating. And what you're saying actually it makes a lot of sense. And it's kind of like I have these like anti-character strats that like they work really, really well and shut down everybody until you get to the top 5 guys that play that character. And so like when I'm playing like John 316 or elbow or like tone, it's just like it's not that simple.
No, they're gonna read
And
you.
like
They're gonna adjust. So how do you adjust?
yeah, so like when I'm playing John, it's like, dude, our timing, like there's the early set timing, the mid set timing, the later on set timing, it's all constantly changing, and John is constantly realigning. It's just like it's so hard to step, dude. And like if he even sniffs out even remotely that you're trying to, he's gonna lock in and do everything he can to prevent you from doing that. So it becomes like a they like a shark that smells blood. They can smell when you're trying to counter the strat, and they have an answer. That's really like the difference between the mid tier players and like the upper mid tier. Is like the upper mid tier, like they have answers for these things.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing about Brian is like I sent you that screenshot of like I played a Brian and it's like you can 30-0 someone, but then you play like a really good one and it's like damn, the usual stuff doesn't work. Like he has a way around this. He's just like switching up timing, he's like realigning.
I
You
love
don't
that
know
stuff.
when he's gonna do.
I love that stuff. I love that stuff, though. I really love that stuff because then it becomes, like I said, he adjusts, I adjust. You adjust, I adjust. And then it comes down to literally who's going to adjust again, right? There's only a certain amount of time until it's like, all right, man, thanks for the games. I gotta think. I gotta take some time and go think about this now.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Like I had this issue in Tekken 7 where I could beat the shit out of a bad Julia player. Like if I ran into a bad Julia player, I know what's happening. You're cooked. Like there's no way. You're not gonna cheese me. You're done. But then like I couldn't beat a good Julia player, no matter what. I didn't have the strat how to counter a really good Julia player. I thought I didn't have it. I lost to all of them, literally all of them. If you picked Julia in Tekken 7, and then you were a high level player, I didn't stand a chance.
Second
Cooked.
land, you're fucked. You're gone.
Ain't got the strat, ain't whatever it is. And like so like Brian's exactly like that. It's like, can you be a bad Brian player? Can you? Or is he gonna cheese you? Like, do you know how to get past the cheese? And then like, can you be a really good Brian player? Totally different. Same shit with King. Can you beat a bad King player? Oh well, they use muscle armor like this, or they do this, and then you fight Jake Man. It's like, oh god, he's like really smart about this. Like, yeah, like he's doing all the bullshit, but he's doing it correctly, and he has counters to the counters, and it's all well thought out. You're not just gonna like step this easily, or you're not like it becomes so different. And it's like you gotta have like different strats for like.
I call it 2 rules of thoughts for those kind of characters, right? There's the Unga, therefore I bunga, and then there's the Unga, therefore I bunga. Right?
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Right? Yeah.
No, it's facts though. It's facts. It's absolutely true. So like yeah, I try to and it's also really funny when like I was playing some Zafina the other day. It was like a maybe Supreme. Let's say Supreme Zafina.
I gotta play ranked more.
His tag was something like guessing 8. So like clearly he dislikes the game or some shit. And like he was just trying to cheese with Zafina. And like, dude, he tried a 10 hit string on me and I ducked it and killed him. And it was like 6-0. It was like I beat him 6-0 and it was like, this isn't guessing. This is like you're bullshitting. Like so it was and I know because it was like to beat that Zafina, you have to know how to beat the Zafina cheese. That doesn't mean that like a really good Zafina player is going to play like that at all. And this guy was a Supreme, so like you almost expect him to be like a good one, but it wasn't. It was like this dude's running bullshit. And it wasn't even. It's funny. It was ironic because his name was Guess in 8, but it wasn't even guessing. It was knowledge checks.
Yeah, it's not guessing.
So,
it's just. Yeah, it's not guessing. It's just.
Yeah, there was like a lot of knowledge checks, and I was like, cool, 6-0, bye. Like, I'm out. It almost like bothered me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it kind of bothered me because I imagined a person that's like going around telling everybody like, oh, this game's all guessing. And then like they play like that. And it's like, no, there's like a skill deficiency here. Like you can say it's all guessing. You could play a Tief 20 times in a first to 2. You're not gonna win a single one. So it's not all guessing. There's clearly like a skill gap too.
Yes.
It's not that simple. So I think that's why I was kind of like, get out of here. Like as soon as he did like and yeah, I'm like, get out of here.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
man.
unfortunately, I have 10 minutes before I go teach boxing and then go do jiu-jitsu. I have a lot to go do after this. But I think we'll call that good for today.
Why don't you play Steve, man?
Me, Steve? I used to play, for the first 2 weeks of playing Tekken before Coach sent me to EVO, he had me play Steve. I played Steve because I didn't know who would play, right? I legit played, like, the Tekken campaign, and then played, like, a few games of ranked, and then I went to EVO, got my ass beat by, a Claudio player named Joplix. And then, like...
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. He, like, beat my ass. He was like, hey, guys, let's play some Tekken 7. Who is this guy? And he had camera crew and everything. I didn't know shit. I just played Steve, and he beat my ass with Dragunov. I'm like, ooh, I'm playing Dragunov now. I really got into it. I was like, this character's really cool. Right?
Yeah, I love people that love their character.
Yeah, dude. Great.
Because you'll see the opposite. You'll see someone that just like they hate their character.
Yeah,
every
time I hear all the time from people, I hate this character, blah blah blah. So then I'll go, okay, you should go find people that play that character, make friends, right? You know, it was a saying: keep your friends close, keep your elbows closer, right? And if my enemies are gonna be like my elbows, I'm gonna have them close, really close.
I love it, man. That's like I know Horang mains that like hate Horang, and it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I love this guy.
Since I started hanging out with you and like a whole bunch of other people, every time talks about Horang, talks shit, and I'm like, really? What do I just?
Yeah, but you know, it's our own players, is what I mean. Is like people that use him hate him, and it's like,
interesting. Huh?
Yeah. Like you'll see like the Horang players like crashing and shit, and it's kind of like I think that's where a lot of downplay comes, right? Is like when we lose or things go wrong, you have to like blame it on something. Sometimes you don't know a matchup, and it's like the other character looks so good. It looks so strong.
I gotta look at myself and just say, what am I doing? What can I do? Right? What do I want? That's all I try and do. And then sometimes I don't succeed, and it's okay. But anyways, I gotta get going. I gotta go open the door soon and everything. But thank you, Padawan. Any thoughts before we leave at all?
Nah, man, not at all. But yeah, you're a coach and stuff, so it's easy for you to figure out the learning stuff and have a good mental about that stuff.
I sometimes when I crack, but when
I feel you on that.
But whenever like someone's like cracking in front of me, I'm all like, this is what you gotta do, and like help them out and do better and everything. It's always positive and stuff, right? But sometimes, you know, because in the end of the day, I'm a person, but I look at myself, right, and like, I always try and like,
Do you ever get tough on your guys? Like, do you ever get tough with them?
Yeah, dude, they don't keep their hands up. They don't keep their hands up sometimes, right? And you gotta keep your hands up. And this kid literally explained to me one time, he was like, well, this is how I was taught by my friend, and I started throwing gloves at his face whenever his hands would get down. And he was like, what the hell? That even hurt. And I told him, think of it like that glove touching your face without your hand up, that means you got knocked out. I did it 6 times, and I said, you got knocked out 6 times. That's not good. I don't want that. It's not about taking a hit. Taking a hit means you're losing, right? It's about not making the hit look good, right? You want them to not look good on the hit, because then they don't get good points, right? Amateurs is so much different than pro, because pro you can do the boxing, you can do the taking points, but amateurs you only got 3 rounds, right? So I gotta make everything count, right? Everything's gotta look good and clean, right? Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You don't have time to mess around.
No, you don't, right? I can go for knockouts, right, when it's time, but it all depends if I land enough hits or not, right? Like my buddy Jake, he got college nationals, like last round, on the 3rd round, just hitting the dude with like 6 straight 2s, just 2. The guy just like raised up his arm and it's like, I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm done.
Wow.
He couldn't keep up. Yeah, he couldn't keep up. If I can find the video, I'll send it to you. Right, dude?
Wow.
He's cracked. All right, man.
That is crazy, man.
All right.
That's super cool, man. Well, enjoy the session, brother. Thanks for the victory talk. And
yeah, you have a good day. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
Take it easy, brother.
Bye.